Let's go over unbreakable core posture. Now, this posture is something that you want to maintain not only while you're exercising, but throughout your everyday life, when you're walking around, when you're standing still, and when you're sitting as well. So the standing position is like so. So instead of having a hyperextended tailbone or one that's too tightly tucked under, you want to find a neutral position for that sacrum. All right? So it's a balance between drawing the sacrum down, toward your femur bones, but lifting the top part of your sacrum up. And you might feel just the glute medius, right around here, tighten up, but not your glute maximus. Leave that muscular part of your body relaxed. All right. So now we're tight around the pelvis, hip bones squeezing toward one another, internally rotating inward. You press down through all four corners of your feet and the arches draw up. As the arches draw up, you can feel the inner thighs drawing in and up toward the pelvic floor. Now pelvic floor draws up. Again, hip bones are squeezed toward one another. Draw your ribs down and feel the rectus abdominis engage. Now, so once we draw the ribs down, instead of having a hyperextended chest, we've got this proper positioning of the upper body sitting on top of the torso properly. So shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. Eye gaze is forward and slightly up at 45 degrees. Now chin is pointed down, and I want you to suck your neck in the way that you would suck your belly in. So chin is down toward the chest. Instead of pushing it like, this part of your body out, I want you to draw it in, creating length within the cervical spine. Imagine that there is a string on the top of your head, creating a nice, tall, long posture, and try walking around like this. Try walking around like this, right? Okay? We've had some fun in my gym, just trying to walk around like this, all perfect. You could try to balance books on your head. That's silly. But really, what happens when you start moving is you lose this posture. It's easier to hold when you're being still, even though it's still tough to hold. In an isometric hold, when you're being still, it's still a workout. So let's go back. This is called mountain pose in yoga. So let's start from the base again. All four corners of each foot press into the ground, really grounding down. Like if I came to push you just a little bit, you would not move. Now the arches of the feet draw upward. All right, internal rotation of the femur bone within the hip socket is going on. You can feel glute medius fire up, holding your hips in one place. Mula Bandha draws up, Uddiyana Bandha draws in. Exhale, draw your ribs to your hips, hands down by your side. Shoulders draw away from your ears. And they settle into your upper body. Now, chin draws down toward your chest to create length throughout the cervical spine. Eye gaze is up at about 45 degrees, and breathe. Every time you exhale, find Uddiyana Bandha and draw in. Good. Let's talk about what happens when you take a seat. So, are you sitting like this? Right? I mean, maybe, look, you guys want to relax. You want to relax your pelvic floor and your bandhas when you're sleeping. Otherwise, you want to make sure that you're engaged properly and that your body is, ready. It's just that you're really supporting your own body's weight. All right, here's how to do it in the seated position. So heels are right below your knees. Again, all four corners of each foot press into the ground. Arches draw up. Now you're aware if knees are pushing outward or too far inward, you're aware of that. So knees are in line with your hips. In line with hips and then directly over heels. All right, and now this will help put you into a posture where your tailbone is automatically set up if you maintain this alignment within your legs. So again, we're doing the slight tailbone tuck under. Mula Bandha draws up, Uddiyana Bandha draws in. Place your hands on your thighs. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Now exhale, draw ribs to hips. You've got one focal point ahead of you. that you're gazing at. That's your drishti. So relax your eye gaze around that one point. Now, let's pretend we're in the car. Arms are ahead, right? So you've got one foot on the pedal. You want, even though the right foot is on the pedal, you want equal weight distribution between both hips. So since the right foot is forward, put a little bit more weight into your left hip. Arms are ahead. Now instead of drawing forward towards the wheel, I want you to draw your shoulders back into the seat behind you. Push your shoulders into your car seat. Draw them away from your ears. All right, here we are with the steering wheel. You see? So instead of like this and rounding the shoulders forward, draw them back. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. Again, with every exhale, drawing Uddiyana Bandha in. That's the lock. So the Bandha lock, Mula Bandha up, Uddiyana Bandha in, that's the Bandha lock. And that's what puts your body into, like mechanically into a situation where it can line up properly. You can line the legs up properly and the torso up properly. You've got to have that Bandha lock first before you can line up the rest of the body. So every breath you inhale and bring that air all the way down to the pelvic floor. And when you exhale, draw up from pelvic floor to your heart space, let's say up to here. And then inhale, pushing down on pelvic floor, and then exhale, draw up from pelvic floor up to heart space, drawing Uddiyana Bandha in. Good. Now, let's go over baby, nursing. So when you're nursing, or when you've got a baby on your, you want to stay away from holding baby on your hip, because now you can see I've lost my lines. So I'm dropping my shoulder down, I'm leaning into my hip, and unless I'm tightening through my left side, because most of us aren't, then you're hyper stretching on the left side. So keep an upright posture as best you can. Draw your shoulders back as best you can. So when we hold baby, we end up like this. So have this, even if you look at a picture of yourself and you notice that you're going like this, energetically draw your shoulders back and down. All right, energetically just feel that pull backward. And that will open up your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together to give you that back body strength that you haven't lost completely, but you've lost the feeling of after having baby. Because after you carry your pregnancy weight, which is in the front part of the body, and then you're always holding baby in the front part of your body, the muscles up here in your upper back stretch, and that's what gives you this hunchback posture. So energetically, again, you're opening through the chest. Just imagine making your chest as wide as you can. It's not about lifting your chest to the ceiling. It's about being expansive from your sternum to the outer edges of your shoulders. Okay? So you've got whatever you're holding, and this applies to people who don't have an infant too. You could be holding groceries, could be holding anything else, weights. You know, never let that weight pull you forward. Draw back. Engage through the back body. Use your lats and your rhomboids, which are right here, to help you carry that weight. The muscles up here, the traps, and the muscles along the shoulders are far smaller, far less powerful, but we use them, we recruit them so much of the time when really the lats and the rhomboids are the guys for the job of holding whatever we're carrying. All right? So you're carrying something in a standing or seated position and you're drawing back, shoulders away from the ears. I want you to repeat this to yourself over and over again. Shoulders away from my ears. Imagine your lats sitting in like jean pockets. Like you got your jeans on, you got the butt pockets. Like imagine them sinking into those pockets. And that's the sensation that you want to feel. Okay? All right. That's it for unbreakable core posture. You want to keep your posture in check all throughout your day. Even now as I'm sitting and talking to you, notice how I'm not like this. I'm talking to you like this. All right, I'm keeping my spine long, and I'm being aware of my cervical spine and the lines it's making too, because sometimes we can get our spine long, but then we drop our head. Remember that cervical spine wants to be in alignment with the rest of your spine too, so that everything can flow naturally. Everything in your nervous system and your circulatory system will flow so naturally when you really land this posture. All right, and you can build, what Unbreakable Core program does is it strengthens the muscles that help you maintain this posture with ease. So over time, there's not much effort put in. Give it about 4 to 12 weeks. And then you'll notice that you're not putting that much effort in to maintaining your posture. Although for the rest of your life, you'll have to remind yourself to draw shoulders back and down, tuck ribs in, pull Mula Bandha up, Uddiyana Bandha in, and act as if there's a string from the top of your head drawing you upward. You're going to be saying these things to yourself every day. I find my core through these workouts every day. So it's not like you're ever done finding your core. You need to find it every day. And I'm not the only one. This is for everyone. All right. So sit up straight, draw abs in, and you will have the vitality that comes along with having an aligned spine. That's it. Good luck.